Hey, welcome to the Ringer Gambling Show, Wednesday edition. Cousin Sal here. Joe House is here. Anthony Dabbundo is here. We have college football. We have pro football. We have Thursday night props and picks, golf, soccer, WNBA. How are we going to do this in an hour, guys? We're covering it all. House, do you have it in you? Take a deep breath here.
I know I'm going to get hungry. I want to ask for permission. Can
Okay.
we? I mean, we've already dubbed this the Italian trio, right? What we're doing here,
Right?
we got two uncles and,
Mm-hmm.
and our Italian nephew. Can I do hoagie of the week? Can I do what do we mean? Can I do Italian sandwich of the week? Can I eat?
Sure.
I mean, it's
You
it's
want
lunchtime,
you want to do that now, or do you want to save it
kind
for?
of.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Well,
go
but
get your
actually, you
damn
know what?
hoagie of the week.
I
Yeah.
don't know who we need sponsors. I need somebody to send me over a hoagie so I can,
Yeah.
we can do this properly. I
All
don't have
right.
one
Well,
for this week.
let's get a sponsor within the next hour, and then we could just do hoagie of the week. Otherwise, we'll have to
Send me
hold
a
on to this
hoagie.
for next week. Dabbundo, how are you doing? Last we saw you had zero tires. I think you filled them up actually when I talked to you Friday, right?
Back to four wheels. I did
Okay.
have to drive around all weekend. Drove out to a wedding in Lancaster without a passenger side front window.
Mm-hmm.
That was, of course, broken in the vandalism. But
Yeah.
as of today, we have a window on the car. I got to go pick it up
Okay.
still. But I think we have four wheels, and I think we have a window. We're good. We're back.
Yeah.
Life is good for at least a few weeks
I feel
until
like
it
you're
happens again.
you're taunting the bad guys a little bit. Like, come get my window and my tires. Ah ha ha. I could always replace them. That kind of thing. But all right. Well, good stuff. Like I said, we have a lot to get to, and I need to remind you guys that this show is presented by FanDuel, and football is officially back. We didn't even get a heads up. Football's officially back. If you're going to be in it with FanDuel. They got the goods, the futures, the live betting, the SGPs. They have your way bets, all of it. The app's clean, it's fast, and yeah, when you win, you get paid instantly. And listen to this. I'm going to throw this out there. We have a million football picks to get between now and Sunday afternoon, House. But if you're looking at a team in FanDuel who could be on upset watch this week, how about those Colts? Riding a little high, headed to Nashville, right? Cam Ward's homecoming. I'm getting a thumbs down from the Bundo.
Well, first of all, you know why? Because he's the Colts. He's our resident
I'm
Colts
sorry.
enthusiast.
I
But
know.
my friends don't let friends bet on the Titans. I mean, they just keep
Okay.
they
All
just keep
right.
tightening. They tighten and they tighten and they tighten.
You're right. You're right. The Bundo, you're a little more nervous than you would think for this game, right? Like you'd rather them be 1-1. Then if they're 1-1, it's an automatic win. 2-0.
I mean, it does fit like every old school
Yeah.
sharp trend, right? The 2-0 team that maybe looked a little too good the first 2 weeks, playing the 0-2 team in the division on the road, first road
Right.
game. All of those things line up for Tennessee, but their offensive line is a disaster now with these
Yeah.
injury situations. I'm gonna pass. I mean, it got out to 4.5 today. Like if it got to 6, I think I'd bet it, but at 4.5, I'm happy to pass.
Yeah, their offensive line doesn't line up. Yeah. All right. So listen, get your bets in. Maybe not necessarily the Titans. Build something bold and make every game feel bigger. Download the FanDuel app or head to fanduel.com/gamblers to get started. And let us get started now with the Thursday night game. Miami at Buffalo. This was 12.5 to open. Surprising to me. I don't know why. I think Miami stinks. I think Buffalo's great, but now it is leveled off at 11.5. 49.5 is the over-under. And Anthony Dabbundo presented us with a even juicier prop out there that you can't find on FanDuel because they don't like to hurt feelings. When will Mike McDaniel be fired? Over-under Friday at 1:36 p.m. Eastern. Go ahead, Dabbundo. I mean, if those are the guidelines, what are you saying?
I'm gonna go after, but I don't, or I guess over.
Over,
But I
yeah.
I don't feel great about it. Miami, they have to fly back from Buffalo. Maybe it takes a
Yeah.
little time. The decision makers are sleeping in Friday morning.
What is that?
They
A
do
two,
have
2.5 hour flight? That can't be that long.
roughly,
Is it 3? All right,
roughly,
yeah. Okay.
yeah, 2.5. But
Yeah.
they also have a full week and a half off.
Right.
They don't play until the following Monday.
That's
so
right.
it does feel like if you're going to make a change, maybe Friday morning it happens. I don't know.
Yeah. How Simmons and I talked about this. This isn't necessarily going to play in Dublin and then coming back and that long a flight, but the fact that it is a Thursday night game, they will have 10 days. This could be a nice patch if the Dolphins are 0-3. And look, as disgusting as they have the first couple of games, right? You going over or under?
Well, I think it's going to go beyond Friday. Although
Okay.
there is some precedent for the flight home and the guy thinking he kept his job and he didn't.
Right.
That was Eberflus last year. There was all
Yeah.
that confusion, but I think he makes it to Monday because I think Miami would prefer to just have it be. They don't on Friday. It's a news story, right? You don't want
Mhm.
to be all over the airwaves. Although I guess if you do it Friday afternoon, like late enough, it's just it's part of the dump, but. I think
Right.
Monday it just gets swept into Monday reactions, and then it's fine.
Yeah. I
Right.
haven't even
And the
heard.
NFL, it's the Monday news dump because we're talking
That's
about the other
true.
games.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
So I don't know. Maybe the Thursday game helps them. All right. I don't know. I went on there. I was like, after the Bills just kind of pulled out just enough to beat the Jets, it seemed like they could have scored 40. I'm like, I'm not betting against them all year. That's it. That's enough, especially if there's no elements like weather or anything to worry about. Not that they struggle in the cold or anything, but in Miami, just another clunker against New England. I thought they took control of that game late in the third, and then they just blew it. So now for this to be 11.5, why was I inclined to take the Dolphins? I changed my mind here. I'm going Dolphins team points over 18.5. I smacked myself around. I'm like, why would I take 11.5? So I like the Jets, and they look like they belong 3 leagues below the Bills last week. But I do think this is a weird spot for Miami. I'll bank on them to score 19 or more. I think Buffalo, Matt Milano is out with an upper body injury. Ed Oliver likely out again. The nickel cornerback, Teron Johnson, linebacker Shaq Thompson, both were out Sunday, both limited in practices. So this is a team who could be playing a lot of garbage time. Finns have scored 19 or more in 5 of the last 7 against the Bills. So I'm going to go 29-21. I know you love my oddball final scores there, the bundle. 29-21, Dolphins over 18.5 team points. The bundle, this is a pass for you, huh?
Pass. Yeah, I have no opinion on the side. It's a long season, and I'm not going to be the contrarian sucker who takes Miami here.
All right.
Look, there used to be a case to bet against Miami in this matchup. I mean, you only have to go
Yeah.
back to last year. Miami
Right.
closed a favorite at home against Buffalo in week 2.
Right.
Now it's 11.5, 12, 13. It was as high. I'm good. I got a couple props I like that
Okay.
lead to this being a blowout, but I don't really
Is this
wanna bet the game.
cowardly house? Is this a cowardly approach?
Uncle Cuz, tell nephew Anthony. This is a gambling show. Pass
Yeah, it kinda is.
isn't one of the
Pass.
options. It's
It
called the
kinda is.
Ringer Gambling Show. There are a million ways you can do this. In
Yes.
fact,
I got multiple bets, just not on the side.
You
All right.
you can invent it. This is the beauty of the FanDuel Sportsbook. If you don't like the numbers as they look, make up your own numbers. I literally did that for the good people out there to consider. Cousin
Yeah.
Sal is on to the correct angle here. The Bills have dominated this. They've covered in the last 3 of their 4. But last year, this Miami team came up to Buffalo and kept it within 3 points after getting absolutely smashed down in Miami. But the Bills own the Dolphins 13-1 in their last 14, 7 of those 13 double-digit victories. Dolphins 0-3 straight up and against the spread on Thursdays under coach Mixtape Mike. And as road underdogs, not very good either. 3-16 straight up, 7-12 against the spread. But look, I mean, we are a gambling show, so I have something that I built something that I'm comfortable with, which is a combination of alt spread and alt line. And for the good people out there, I have Buffalo just laying a touchdown, and I have the over going over 41.5. And those numbers all line up with the historical matchup here, and they line up with things that I'm comfortable with this season. So that's a -127 parlay for everybody out there.
See what he did to Bundo? He built something bold and made this game, feel bigger. I'm going back to the ad read there. That was right there.
What a professional.
Yes, there you go.
What a professional.
All right, the Bundo. We do
My
want to get a pick.
apologies to the listeners who are just dying to hear. I mean, again, I could make you a case for Buffalo winning this by margin. I think I've bet Buffalo against the spread like the last 5 times these two teams have played. I know I did in that crazy Heat game, the week 18 game a couple years ago. I had them in both games last year. They split. But now the price is just crazy. I mean, Miami's defense is by far, I think, the worst secondary in the league. There's one other one that your team's playing that might have a case for it. But how do they get any stops? They had not gotten any stops for 2 weeks against Indianapolis and New England.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's what I'm banking on.
Touchdown. This could end up like last year's Jags-Bills game, Monday Night Football.
What is the Dolphins? Okay, so let's figure this out, House, without looking. We could be smart. If the Dolphins is 18.5 and the total is 49.5, so the Bills over under is like 30-31, right in there. Is that
Well,
30.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 30.5. Okay.
See, 30.5 I might play on the FanDuel Sportsbook right now. It's 31.5 at minus 102, which I flat out will not play under any circumstances, and will not tell any of you good people with your hard-earned money out there to play over 31.5. Like, this sets up as a nice 30-10, which I would lose my over here, but I do agree with your thesis, cuz of Miami getting some scoring. I do think Tyreek Hill gets loose, and we're going to do some props here, so we'll be able to talk about that.
Well, and that's the problem with the Bills over their total. Like we saw, like you would have been, you would have been so high-fiving everybody, the mailman, everyone in the neighborhood, if you had them last week, their team total over, and then they just like took their foot off the gas. Maybe feet, maybe a bunch of feet.
Both of them,
the gas
all
pedal.
the feet.
Yes. On the gas pedal and the tires and everything. All right, Dabbundo, make it up to everyone. Give us your player prop from this Thursday night game.
I'm passing again.
Well, you kind of are. It is kind of a passing.
Tua is going to be passing, and not to Miami players. I like Tua interception minus 152. A little bit of juice, but again, I'm not afraid to lay juice on this show. I love betting against Tua when he's playing against good teams. I think it's been a successful endeavor. You mentioned the stat house of their record straight up against teams when they're a road underdog, 3-16. It kind of gets to the point that when they go up in class, when they face teams that know how to defend them, they're not the same offense. And we have seen that now in both games this year, that when Tua has been forced to throw the ball down the field in games where they've been trailing, which I expect them to be trailing, that's a problem for him, especially in this matchup. The McDermott zone defense has done a tremendous job over the years. I know it's a different secondary now, but they're always well coached and well schemed to take away the things that Tua, the timing routes, the in breakers that this Dolphins offense likes to use. So Tua interceptions, if you want to get really crazy, try to find like over 1.5 interceptions too. Probably a juicy price on that. Maybe live bet them right after the first one. They're down 10-0. Live bet a second one because I think we could get some real turnovers in this game from Mr. Tua.
I like that. I like interception props for quarterbacks in general, especially the ones that are struggling. He did, like you said, throw interceptions in both games, 2 against the Colts, your Colts, and 1 against New England to start the season. He does have that quick release, but you could benefit off some unlucky bounces, or lucky as it may be. You just get a tip pass. It could be an interception, not his fault. So I like the minus there for a struggling quarterback. All right, House, hit us with another prop.
Yeah, I was grappling with a couple, so I'll just say them both outright. I do like Tyreek as a focal point here. Tyreek Hill, longest reception over 22.5 yards. Got there last week. You don't want a sulking Tyreek Hill on the sidelines. I can't even make the joke I wanted to make. It's a bad situation for everybody. I won't make the joke. I'll tell you it afterwards.
Okay.
But my favorite prop is Ray Davis over 21.5 rushing yards. That is minus 114 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Nephew Anthony's giving me the fist up because he knows. Ray Davis, 9 touches last week, 24 yards. I just like the idea. If you get out, Buffalo gets out by margin. Let Ray Davis get his touches. That's what happened last week. And anything between 9 and 11, 21.5 is not a hard number to get across the line. So that's what I'm going with, cuz.
All right. We mockingly, I think on this show, celebrated the 1-year anniversary since Tyreek Hill had a 30+ yard reception. And then you're right, House. He shut us right up. He had, what was it, a 47? I'm looking against the Patriots. All right. Yeah. Good for him. I'm going the other way with it, only because I looked at Tyreek Hill's number for most receiving yards in the game. It wasn't great, but plus 380 for Waddle is pretty noticeable, pretty remarkable. We talked about Teron Johnson and how the Buffalo's a little thin in the secondary. Again, it could be a lot of catch-up ball but Waddle gets some fourth quarter targets, a few more. The guy has 3 1,000-yard seasons. Maybe they were in the past, but he can compete in garbage time, and at almost 4-1, I think it's worth it. Now, touchdown prop, Dabbundo, you hit with Kraft last week. Good job by you. Nice. What was that? That was anytime, right? Was that anytime touchdown plus 220 or something, or was it first
Yeah,
touchdown?
he went over on like the
Yes.
third play of the game, which was always fun. And then he scored, I think, in the third quarter plus
Yeah.
210. Yeah, we're big Tucker Kraft people.
Of course you did,
Tucker
because I had
Kraft
him.
podcast.
I had him on my bench instead of Laporta, who was on a team that scored like 109 points, but he did not. Anyway, that's my own problem.
Remember last week when I said that the
Yeah.
commissioner screwed up and messed up the schedules, and I played the same guy twice, and I had
Oh, right.
Kraft.
Yeah.
So I beat him twice in
I
a
love
row.
that. I love
And
that.
we saw each other at the commissioner's wedding on Saturday, and he was not happy.
The commissioner still decided to get married after that.
When
think that's an
they asked
acceptable
if anybody objected, I thought about raising my hand and said, "Have you seen this guy run a fantasy football league?" But
yeah.
I let it go.
I feel like you should have his wife. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't. In our day, house. Let's do in our day. Let's teach the youngster how it worked. I didn't think we'd be talking about Ray Davis this much, but Dabbundo, you have him in your touchdown prop.
Yeah, producer Jack texted me and was like, "Does anybody have anytime touchdown bets?" And FanDuel's asking for them, and I said, "Ray Davis, 17-1 last touchdown." Then he said, "We need anytime, not last." I said, "All right, Ray Davis, anytime touchdown plus 390." He got all the fourth quarter carries last week.
Right.
I think they're both worth a bet. In case like Ray scores early in the fourth quarter and then somehow like Tua comes down the back door or Zach Wilson leads a touchdown drive in the fourth quarter. But yeah, Ray Davis plus 390 anytime, 17-1 last. It's what House said. They clearly are prioritizing using him in these blowout games. He is a hard runner. And James Cook has gotten a lot of usage early in the season. If they're trying to manage him on a short week, that's where Ray Davis takes over. I think this is a good look.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if he's going to score the last touchdown, you'll definitely cash the anytime touchdown bet as well. It's never happened that the former happened and the latter didn't cash. So, all right. FanDuel's got something to wrestle with there. All right. House, you have an anytime touchdown here too.
Well, yeah, and I should have looked up the first touchdown because game script wise, it kind of fits. Ray Davis in the fourth quarter, Keon Coleman getting loose at the beginning of this game against the worst pass defense in the league, first or second by every single metric you want to use. Coleman with a quiet game last week, so I like the idea. I mean, our guy Josh Allen has a whole arsenal that he can choose from, but I do like the idea of Keon getting loose for something early, part of building up the margin. Plus 180 at the FanDuel Sportsbook.
Yeah, it is weird in terms of fantasy, or if we go anytime touchdown. For as much as the Bills score, a lot of the Bills players I pick do not score. I don't know how it is. How is this
You
happening?
just got to pick Josh Allen.
Yeah, I guess so. Josh Allen throws to himself. He runs them in. All right. Well, you know what? Or I could just go Devon Achane for a touchdown plus 105. Underdog Dolphins not expected to score a lot, but he has scored in 8 of his last 10 games. He has a couple touchdowns this year receiving, but it all counts. I get he's on the inferior team, but he's a dual threat. I'd even say he's a FanDuel threat, guys. I'd put it out there. Pretty good. Pretty good wager at plus money. Devon Achane plus 105. All right.
The way the Bills play defense in these matchups traditionally, Achane gets a ton of action out of the backfield. Ends up being a lot of Tua scans, and then when he doesn't force it into coverage, he checks it down to Devon. He had a lot of catches last year, especially that first meeting before he got hurt.
I'll let you. If you want to jump on my bed, there's plenty of room here.
I'm giving you the full-throated endorsement.
Yeah, beautiful.
I just wrote it down.
There you go, House. House, it is Wednesday, and that means Hump Day headlines. Let's hit them. Sean McVay tore plantar fascia during a week 2 victory. I guess he was running around, and because he's a lunatic on the sideline, right? His 3-hour workout is greater than anything Schwarzenegger ever went through in the 80s and 90s. So we're going to assign dumb odds to this. You can't bet these on FanDuel. Plus 180 that the Rams get a new get-back coach this week as a result of the plantar fascia tear or whatever Sean McVay went through. House, I'll go to you. Remember that get-back coach guy?
Yeah, and he needs one anyway. That's how he tore his foot. Like the dummy, he's running up and down like he's in the game. If he'd had that get-back coach doing his get-back job, this guy might not have a torn plantar fascia. because you might have like stay in the box, coach. Stay in the box. They need a box for Coach McVay. But yeah, no doubt they need a new get back coach, Anthony.
Yeah.
It feels a little performative, some of these coaches. Like, I don't know if you saw last week, Nick Sirianni threw his challenge flag with great gumption.
Right.
They had
right,
like
Like
right.
he was throwing right.
like
Yeah.
he was the quarterback.
Right.
And then, you see this with Shanahan. McVay does it where he sprints full speed down the sideline to make sure he gets the timeout. It does
Yeah.
feel a little performative sometimes, like they're just trying to relive the glory days.
I like the Andy Reid. He's like, I'm not bending over to touch my toes, nothing. I'm going to drop it at my feet, and there's a chance I'll step on it and no one will see the flag. Like, he just almost no effort. Yes, compared to like Sirianni, who threw the flag further than Jalen Hurts did all game.
Longest pass of the game.
That's
Sirianni.
what it was.
Amazing.
Yeah, maybe it's just a giant dude who carries McVay on his shoulders, like the mountain from Game of Thrones, or Big Dom or something, and they just he plays like chicken the whole game.
Is he in a boot?
Hours.
We're gonna see him in a boot.
I wonder
Yeah.
what's going on. Might see him in a booth. Speaking of booths, NFL
Hey.
says Tom Brady didn't violate rules in the by being in the Raiders booth. And I pose to you guys, there's a lot of controversy back and forth. Should he be up there? Should he not? Should he have access to players, other teams' players? What bothers you guys more, Brady in the Raiders booth or Brady in the broadcast booth? Broadcast minus 180 house. How you
Minus
playing
180 doesn't feel like enough juice. It's a minus 300 for me for the broadcast. I mean,
Okay.
The guy, I honestly wonder how he would do if he took a couple shots before a game.
Really?
The adrenaline for him, it closes his mouth. He's a tight mouth fellow when he starts all of these games. He doesn't really get loose until the second half. I just wonder how we can unleash him, get him a little more comfortable. I don't know if it's alcohol. I don't know if he needs to see a lady friend before he sits down. But something, get that guy a little bit looser. But I mean, the idea, they have rules. There's rules about Tom Brady being in the booth. I mean, the NFL has rules. That's amazing.
I guess it's not really working. Didn't work at least last week for the Raiders. Dabbundo, which bothers you most, or do you not care? Where is he? Did he leave?
Looking at us. He froze.
Did he? Oh,
nephew Dabbundo, the only one who understands
Dabbundo,
technology.
Right. We got to get him back. I mean, car problems, internet problems. It just doesn't end with this
Phil,
guy.
this is what you get for moving into Philadelphia.
All right.
This is the thing. He needs Big Dom to get the internet working for him.
Does he know
he's
that
gone.
he
He's gone. There he
that's
goes.
it. All right. He'll be back. I think he'll be back. All right. How about
Maybe.
this, House? Let's go over this. Something interesting happened and positive in Mets fandom.
This is a nice story.
Yes, this is. Francisco Lindor, he hit a home run. That's not the story. It actually should be, but he hit his 27th home run. But this is after his wife played the national anthem on violin to kick off the Mets game. Here it is. Let's just show you it here. This is Lindor and the wife, and he's looking on. And what do you think, House? I don't know.
I'm a fan. I'm in.
Yeah.
I love this. First of all, amazing talent by the wife. Not afraid to get in front of 35,000 people. And Lindor looks smitten. The only piece of it that I object to is he starts jumping up and down with enthusiasm, with with kind of a glee. He's got the baby. You can't jump up and down like that with the baby. Like, you know, the baby, you're not supposed to shake the baby that way, cuz.
Well, yes, you're right. It's not a Queensryche concert. He's reacting to a violin playing there. I'm with you there. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give you this prop here for this dumb thing. Over under 3.5 Mets wives will perform the anthem, showcasing their shitty instruments between now and the rest of the regular season. I mean, it worked, right?
It would be amazing if there were even 2 more wives that played musical instruments. I mean,
yes,
what if
it's true.
I'd love to hear the drums. What if a wife played the drums and tried to do the national anthem with drums?
Yeah. Get Pete Alonso's wife playing the xylophone. Get us to the playoff, sign her up. I don't give a crap. Just do it. This is a very superstitious team. Superstitious because they had the Edwin Diaz Narcos song and Grimace last year. And
amazing.
If the wives can do their thing and it helps us win, let's do it. All right. No Dabbundo still? He's really gone.
I hope he's getting me a hoagie. That would be a good nephew. A good nephew. You better show up with.
Yeah, you better be doing something, Dabbundo. Oh, I think he's back here. Is this him? All right, let's see.
Hey,
there he is. What happened?
No hoagie though.
They cut my internet from my laptop.
Oh, go ahead.
Crazy.
Well, we've moved on to Lindor, his wife playing the violin. Do you have thoughts on that?
It's a strange thing because my other laptop is working fine, but this laptop didn't want to connect to the internet for a moment there. But we're back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. On one hand, I do think it's very obviously a conflict of interest if he's going to call games on Sunday.
This is Lindor's wife? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Lindor's wife should be calling games either, but like the Brady thing real quick.
Yeah.
I find it definitely a conflict of interest, but I'm also not going to get all high and mighty and pretend like it's the end of the world. Like behind closed doors, all these NFL guys aren't like chummy with each other and having drinks on the weekends and pretending like, they're all raking in the dough in this multi-billion-dollar operation while our fan bases are losing their minds on Reddit pages and other internet platforms every single week and in random bars across various cities. So I'm not going to be like super high and mighty about it, but like, yeah, it's an obvious conflict of interest. And I really enjoyed Sunday. I had audio on Colts Broncos for the whole game. I didn't even know Brady was calling Chiefs Eagles until the very end.
Oh, really? I don't think he knew
You
either.
didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I had it on mute the whole game. It was awesome.
You enjoyed it.
Such a boring game. Such a boring game. I feel bad. I think Romo, I misspoke in our text there, House. Romo has Browning against Mariota. Wait, no, am I missing out? Wentz. That's right. I'm screwing up my backups here. Yeah, Browning against Wentz. Romo week 3. Romo Nance. All right. Let's go on. Oh, there's a picture of Kyler Murray. He posted a picture with his pit bull. He's got the pit bull, but he himself is wearing a Michael Vick jersey. I think we have this here. Look at this. I put fake odds on this, plus 1,200 odds that the dog eventually takes offense and devours Kyler in one bite. He's a tiny man. What do you think, House? Should he be taunting his dog like this?
I don't like it. I want the dog, even if he needs a couple bites. Although I need Kyler to have a good game this week against San Francisco. So if he could wait one more week, that's fine.
Okay. Well, he didn't wait. Dabbundo, is this going to be a problem? Is he going to run into a smart dog who can read, and that's going to be that for Kyler?
Who is running? Like, does Kyler? Maybe in my second career, I should become like a PR consultant for these athletes. Like between the Call of Duty stuff, which is bad, and which is whatever, it's a joke, to now this dog thing. Like just the optics are shocking. I don't get it.
Is there a chance he's just like, I'm a big Michael Vick fan. I had no idea about all this dog stuff. Is there a chance? I mean, buries his head in the video games. I feel like there's an outside chance this is all news to him.
How old is Kyler?
He is
25,
16.
26?
I think he turned. Yeah, he's right around there. Yeah.
So that would, Michael Vick went to jail in the late 2000s, right? Mid 2000s. So I guess he would have been. Yeah, he's about my age, and I was well aware of what was happening. So I don't.
That's not the equation we should be using here, but okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Last one, kind of sentimental here. Robert Redford passed away at 89. Having nothing to do with that, the Charlie Sheen documentary is out. I was thinking about these two. They both played baseball players. Remarkable job, especially Robert Redford as Roy Hobbs and Charlie Sheen as Wild Thing, right? If they faced each other, House, plus 600 that Roy Hobbs homers off a Wild Thing. What do you think?
I actually think that's a very juicy price. I think that he could get around on. The whole point of Wild Thing, he can't really control. So if it goes down the middle, we know Redford can turn on it. I think plus 300 would have been fair price. Plus 600. Give me two of them. I'll that's a 2-unit bet for me.
I'm giving away too much money here, Dabbundo. I was thinking Wild Thing could just, who knows what kind of mood he's in or what's going on, might plunk him and then just snort the third baseline. What does he care? That's why I had it so high.
But then there's also if this hypothetical matchup happens, like MLB is calling in every juiced ball they have, right?
Hey, great.
Interesting.
Call.
So you have to factor that into the numbers. I feel like I'm on Team House here.
All right. You also have to factor in winning, which you guys never do. Never do. Charlie Sheen. Oh my God. What a documentary. All right.
He might say if a juice ball, don't let him know that it's juice. He try and put it in his nose.
Did you guys watch that? Did you watch real quick? I don't want to sidebar here too much, but Sean Penn points out that biologically Charlie Sheen is just built differently than everybody else. And that's just a nice way of saying he should have been dead 18 years ago. But you guys have to watch. Take a look. Take a look. Now that Hard Knocks is gone. What is this? What in the is this the Power Walk? Power Walks walk
A live
What's going
appearance.
on? Bill Simmons. What's
Guys,
up?
I'm walking around Boston. I was listening to the show and I was surprised you didn't talk about the Chiefs Eagles game on Sunday. It's
Yeah.
4th down. They went to commercial. And then Nance came back from commercial. And he's like, some controversy here. The Chiefs have passed on 4th down. They don't want to go for it. They're just going to take a pass. And I was thinking it reminded me of Dabbundo like 15 minutes ago, just passing on the Ringer Gambling Show and the only Thursday night game we have. Just a pass. It's one of the 3 hosts at a gambling show. I don't have a pick. Nothing.
We're gonna
walked into
look.
traffic and got hit by a car.
You'll be celebrating when Ray Davis scores the final touchdown of tomorrow night's game.
Hey, how about a lean? How about I wouldn't bet this, but if I had to at gunpoint, I'd probably do this. No, nothing. Not one
Pass.
thing. Zero.
I gave insight. I just don't
You
feel
know
like
what it is?
I'm not
Hey, how
trying to
are
stick
you?
my neck out and get guillotined
Whoa.
here when I'm wrong.
It is. There is a certain arrogance to it. Like, yeah, I'm better than you guys. I'm gonna pass. I mean, that's the only way to look into it.
There's
right?
other games on the schedule. Maybe not on Thursday night when there's only
Right.
one game on, but I liked
Yeah.
House's over Miami 18 because
Yeah.
they're
That was-
missing.
that's the
they're
cousin
missing
Sal, but we
defense.
agree.
Oh,
That
cousin
was me.
Sal.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
me.
sorry. I
We
knew it was
agree.
one of the
We agree.
uncles.
Catch up football. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
because there's multiple guys out for Buffalo already. It's Thursday night, cheap
Yeah.
touchdown, backdoor stuff. So I'm in on that. Anyway,
Good.
Dabbundo, put some chest hair on for God's sakes. Jesus Christ. And the
I
Ringer
need to
Gambling
work on
Show,
that. I need
you
to
have your
work on that.
uncles care about you.
I knew this was
Trying to
gonna
get you
be a
to
problem.
succeed. The Colts
Yeah,
are
yeah.
2-0. He doesn't want to take any risks anymore.
Yeah.
I'm taking plenty of risk this weekend, but friends don't let friends bet on the Dolphins. It's just like they don't let them bet on the Titans. So
It's
Fair
catch
enough.
up ball.
That would
Simmons,
be,
real quick. Roy Hobbs against Wild Thing. What's the result of the at bat?
Oh, is Wild Thing on steroids in this
He's on
scenario?
everything.
Or no?
Of course.
He's got-
He's on all the drugs.
Everybody
Yeah.
uses
The balls
all
are
their
juiced.
advantages. Yep.
And Roy Hobbs he's got some sort of bleeding kidney thing.
Yep. You got the lefty righty matchup.
I think he strikes out. I think Wild Thing gets him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was
Wow.
basically like Eric Gagne in the early 2000s. He was just loaded
Yeah.
on 90 chemicals and tiger blood.
That's it.
It's an easy
I love
one.
it.
All
there
right.
you go.
Bye,
All right,
guys. Have a good
See you,
show.
Bill. Be careful out there.
See ya.
Okay. All right. See that? That's nice. The sports guy checks in. Dabbundo. I mean, I
Tough
didn't
luck for
tell
me.
him. I didn't tell him. I had no idea he was listening. House, you didn't tell him, right?
I
About the
know.
pass?
We're just doing the show. We're trying to help.
All right. I love it. I love it. All right. You can make up for it again, Dabbundo. We have a Wild Wednesday prediction, and you kept this as a secret from ours. We put ours in the outline. What's your Wild Wednesday prediction? Is anything for the weekend?
Yeah, speaking of very injured defenses, let's start thinking about Sunday, where I do have a pretty strong opinion that the Niners could run away and hide from Arizona on Sunday. I mean, corner 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for Arizona back when they started the training camp, all probably out for this game. 2 are
Wow.
done for the year. 3 guys left the game on Sunday and enabled backdoor Bryce to make his little run for a minute there and kill our 107 Sal.
Oh,
But
Jesus,
I mean,
the
when
worst.
I look at this Arizona defense, they're well schemed. They tackle well. They're pretty solid, but they have nobody to cover anybody. And if you look at just net success rate, successful play or not, they've played 2 games against the Panthers and the Saints. They have a negative net success rate. It's pretty alarming for Arizona now with the burn unit secondary going on the road against Mac Jones, who, let's be honest, looked pretty competent on the road against the okay Saints defense. So I
Okay.
like the Niners minus 9.5 plus 310 on Sunday.
Interesting.
That's
okay.
great.
So
Now
that-
we're
that-
talking. That's a man's bet.
I like that. These were both our picks last week, Dabbundo, because I like the Niners and you liked Arizona, and we should have won both, but we only won one. And I don't think you're getting I think we're still getting a little bit of a deal with Mac Jones back there, like you said, spread wise. And then if you adjust it, it all goes according to plan. I don't mind that. All right, House, what do you like what's your Wild Wednesday prediction?
Yeah, that's a crazy. What I just wanted to check that number right now. It was like in the 1.5 range for that San Francisco.
The regular spread, the straight up
Yeah,
spread.
the regular spread, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, well, no, it's 3 now.
Yeah, it's up
no,
to
no,
3.
that's not 3. No, I'm looking at the wrong game.
It's 1.5. I
It's
bet
one
it
and a
this morning.
half. Okay,
Yeah.
this is good. Okay, well, that's one. Everybody,
Okay.
Dabbundo
Sounds
just
like
made
the
a great
team-
case for a
Team BS
value
house.
play on San Francisco, but I'm going in a slightly different direction for something wild. Every favorite of 4 points or more this season has won outright. 12-0 straight up, I believe is the number. So we're going to the old money line parlay, the old favorite money line parlay. These are all big favorites. I only did 4 legs. Sometimes, you can get a little, there are enough legs out there. You can get all the way up to 6, I think. This is just Buffalo winning outright against Miami, Green Bay winning outright against Cleveland, Seattle outright winning against the Saints, and the Chiefs winning outright against the Giants. It's plus 137 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. The question for you guys is, who screws this up?
Oh man. Well, you screwed it up by putting it on as your best bet here.
It's a wild bet.
No, Al, here's the thing. I think they're setting us up. The NFL is setting us up for failure. They give you that stat. What was that number? 12 and what?
I think 12-0.
12-0.
12-0. Like,
and
have at it. Go crazy with your money, with your teasers and your money line parlays. There's only, like you said, like 8 games that fit this. Green Bay is one. You could even take Dabundo's Colts as one.
Falcons are one. I don't
Tampa
recommend the
Bay,
Falcons.
Seattle, like you have there.
Yeah.
But the Chiefs Sunday night, and even the Ravens Monday, if you like those teams to do well. What is it? Be careful out there. Is that what they say?
That's what they say.
No. Yeah. All right. I like that.
I would say the Seahawks.
The Seahawks against the Saints. Do you think the Saints are a lively dog going into Seattle?
I mean, when I look at the 3 offenses, I know the Chiefs' offense has been a joke, but I'm looking at Buffalo's offense, Green Bay's offense, Kansas City and Mahomes, and then Sam Darnold, 1 receiver, and a pretty good running game. Like the Saints defense has not been bad through 2 weeks. And that's a game where it could be close late. You look up, you're like, oh, it's 17-14 with 5 minutes left. And Seattle has 220 yards because they have 1 receiver. So I feel like the Saints, and like, to Rattler's credit, last year the offense he was playing with was terrible. Like, they had no receivers, no line. This year he's actually looked not great, not good, but like fine, I feel like, through 2 weeks.
I think they're JV. And let's keep in mind he was home for his first 2 games, right? Sure. I think they're a JV team who at best right now could get a backdoor cover and is right there for it every game so far. But going into Seattle, 12th man, I think you're all right with that, House. I don't know. Okay. I don't know who blows it. I think
I'll tell you,
fine.
The one I'm most worried with, honestly, is Green Bay going into Cleveland. Because I think that Cleveland defense at home, it's that thing we saw 2 years ago where they were really fearsome at home, not so much on the road, but
right.
That would be the one that I will self-confess the most.
They're well rested. I mean, the Flacco thing
know.
is just interesting. I mean, just throwing 90 passes in 2 weeks. It's really something
crazy.
else. I guess they could sneak something close, but all right. So I won last week. I had my Malik Neighbors and CeeDee Lamb to combine for 175 or more receiving yards and 2 or more receiving touchdowns. Neighbors got the 2 touchdowns. Thank you there. That paid $750 plus $750. This week I'm going Cowboys, Bears, both score 30 or more points plus 630. Ben Johnson had some cold water thrown in his face last week against the Lions, and now he can start from scratch against this brutal boys secondary. What we saw Sunday against the Giants is, I think, more in tune than what we'll see the rest of the year from Dallas defense, especially with Deron Bland out. On the other hand, Dak, I feel like he's playing at a high level. CD's going to get his touchdowns eventually. Let's say it's this week. And also, we can run 4 plays and get a field goal. It's what a delight that is. 34-31 type game. How should you get plus 630 for that?
Done. I just wrote it down on my pink sheet. See,
okay. There's a pink sheet.
Yeah,
all right.
Pink sheet.
There you go. Dabbundo, you want to talk baseball for a minute here?
Do you want to talk baseball? Your team's in the thick of it. My team just keeps winning.
For now.
Back-to-back wins against the defending World Series champs. Rafael Marchand hits a game-winning home run. The Phillies get no hit by Ohtani for 5 innings, who goes prime. Tungsten Armo Doyle, 5 shutout innings, hits a home run. Dodgers lose 9-6. I am on the top of the world. I'm potting with Szokoli on the Philly special tomorrow. Can't wait to talk Phillies. I mean, how you feeling? You guys finally won a game.
Let's talk. Shut up. Let's talk about that Ohtani thing for a second there. For 5 no-hit innings, I don't even know what the live line was. Was it 5-0 at that point?
4-0. Yeah,
it was 4-0. Okay, so they were in control. If you could have gotten a nice price on the Phillies there. I had a lot of Dodger fan friends like, "Why are they doing? Why are they pulling them?" I don't. Am I conditioned now because it's like nobody lasts? They pull everybody. So now I'm like siding with the manager. I was like, yeah, threw 58 pitches, through 5. He wasn't going to get to the finish line anyway. Is that the way to look at it now? I don't know.
Well, look, it's mid-September.
Right.
Yeah. The point is to win the playoffs and win the World Series. You can't win it on September the 16th. So 5 shutout innings, good job. 5 no-hit innings, put that on your resume, and then let's get serious about what we're really doing here.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
their bullpen stinks though. Like, this is a bigger issue. It's not just that they pulled Ohtani early. It's that their bullpen has blown lead after lead after lead after lead all year. And that was the one thing that, as much as Ohtani and Betts and Tommy Edman were great in the playoffs, I mean, they had a shutdown bullpen. They started a bullpen game multiple times and pitched shutouts. That team doesn't look like this team. This team looks like a team that after the 5th inning, Dave Roberts is just kind of bringing guys in and praying, because even Trinan got roughed up last night. They have not gotten anybody out. And I think that's going to be a bigger flaw than we come to realize when we look at how good the Dodgers are.
Well, here, I don't want to jump ahead here, but the Mets did win, and they beat the Padres, which they did the Dodgers a favor there. Dodgers are now, so the Dodgers would get a 3 seed, right? So that means they would play in the wild card round. They're 2 games ahead of the Padres. If they hold on, and the Mets somehow hold on, if everyone plays the violin at the right time, it would be Mets going to Dodgers. And I think the Dodgers couldn't ask for anything better right now, honestly. I know the Mets won 2 from them last year in the NLCS, but that's the best. Dodger fans, it's okay. It's about to get good for you, is all I'm saying there. What else do we want to say? Oh, Cal Riley hit 55 and 56 home runs. Pretty good house, this guy, huh?
Yeah.
Big caboose. Knocks him out.
The thing that I like most about him is that he looks like a home run hitter. We don't have to go through a whole thing about, where'd this come from, out of left field, modern medicine. I'm not going to do any of those things. Good performance at the home run derby, and here we are with keeps on cranking. Good job, Cal Raleigh.
And solid thrust through the hips for Mr.
That's
Raleigh.
right.
There you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
Big dumper. What's going? Dabbundo, my God, getting very graphic on us here. All right, Dabbundo. Playoffs. What we have, like 10 days before the regular season ends. Dabbundo, I like your Rangers at 10-1 to make the playoffs. They've now hit the skids a little against Houston.
Yeah.
They're losing winnable games. I also looked at my garbage ledger and I'm like, oh shit, I have the Rangers over wins and I have them to make the playoffs. And it doesn't look like either was going to happen. I need to go 7-5. Now I have to go 7-3, I think, for Texas to make it. But you like them tonight against Houston.
That's me.
I believe
that's
House does.
I like them.
So, go ahead.
I've given up. We needed to win 2 out of 3 in the series to have a
Yes.
chance, and it feels like they're obviously doing that. So
I get this one tonight, though. -134 on the money line. Texas with Jacob deGrom on the mound. DeGrom's been excellent against Houston. He even was good against them 2 weeks ago. The bum teammates of his couldn't get any runs, but I like him tonight to at least preserve that glimmer of hope for these Rangers. -134 on the money line.
Okay. I'm going the other way, not necessarily the Astros tonight, but for them to win the division is +135. They're only a half game out. They, after this Texas series, big 3-game home series against Seattle, and they'll have Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez going the first 2 games. They're 13 over 500 at home. Seattle struggles on the road and a harder schedule in general. They end with the Dodgers, who may need those games. So I'm going to go Astros division +135. Dabbundo, you're sticking with Texas, or do you have anything different for us?
I mean, I've kind of given up on the Texas long shot, but I mean, I think the Snakes are alive.
Yeah.
I think they're alive. And they're only a game and a half out. They do have the tiebreaker. They play a tough schedule coming in here. But here's the thing, right? They get Philly, but they're not seeing Philly's 3 best starters this weekend. They're seeing all the righties, Walker Bueller,
geez.
Taiwan Walker. Next weekend, they finish with a San Diego team that is almost certainly not going to be starting anybody because they're going to be locked into the wild card. So they're going to be saving Nick Pivetta, Michael King. They're going to be throwing Vasquez and various other nefarious pitchers. So I feel like the schedule is quietly broken kind of well for them. And, you know, the Mets have to go on the road the next week where they have been a bit of a struggling unit. So that weekend series in Miami, which looks easy on paper, it's all fun and games until they lose 2 out of 3. So the Snakes are alive, plus 680.
It's not easy on paper. They've lost 2 out of the last 3. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins last series. Yeah, I was looking at this too with San Diego. You know what's funny though about this? We're like, well, they may not play, you know, whatever. They may play guys in the minors that last weekend series. No matter what, it's still a baseball game, and odds wise, it probably won't get higher than like minus 260. Best case scenario for Diamondbacks, worst case scenario for Padres, or whatever matchup you want to do in that last series. So it's interesting with baseball, right? You never know. Also interesting with college football. 3 Big Ten teams at the top there, the odds board there. Ohio State plus 600, Penn State plus 650, and Oregon plus 650. We have Carson Beck plus 750, favored to win the Heisman now. He's done a bang-up job for Miami. And you have Dabo Sweeney says, House, help me with this quote. What does this mean? He said, if Clemson is tired of winning, they could send me on my way. Ooh, what? What is that?
I think that's Dabo talk. I mean, you know, the situation down there is a little bit muddled, as is his brain. But I enjoy him in college football, so I want him to stay right where he is. Even if he can't make a very compelling case for staying put.
Big game this weekend. The Orange come to town.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Well, they're going to be a substantial favorite in most of these ACC games. I think they go to Florida State. That's going to be the big one in like 4 weeks. So because Tate Frazier and I talked about it, they're plus 580, Dabo's team, to make the playoffs now. This is a team a lot of people had them going in the finals. I'll raise my hand there. But yeah, so they'd have to run the table. They'd have to stick with just the one loss, the Georgia Tech loss in the ACC. But Dabo, I like these statements like this that just make you scratch your head over and over. House, you won last week. Good job by you. Arkansas, Ole Miss over 60.5. I think they were like 75, 80 points scored in that game.
Yeah,
what are you bouncing back with this week?
Going with your Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
This is for Archie Iacono right here. I got on the phone with him and I said, look, man, can we get in the backfield against Oregon State? Oregon State, the fewest points they've given up this year is 34 against the Cal Bears. I like Oregon getting out by margin. Now 35.5. The hook is tough. I don't love the hook. But I'm comfortable with it because in this, you know, they used to call it a civil war. Now it's you can't if it's not an even matchup, you can't call it that. But they get out by margin. They keep their foot on the pedal. They win by I'll just call it directly 42 points. I like Oregon over Oregon State by 42, but you only have to play 35.5.
Okay. I like that too. You look at the basics, like, you know, they don't get sacked. They don't give up sacks. They don't take penalties, no turnovers really for this team. Looking good. And House, you're coming off a winner. Why not? I'll give you one here. Texas minus 23.5 in the first half to cover 23.5 first half, minus 114 against Sam Houston, who's 0-3. They've given up 116 points to schools barely compete, like UNLV, Hawaii, Western Kentucky. They allowed 20 in the first half to Western Kentucky, for God's sakes. The quarterback for Western Kentucky had 401 yards passing. This is a game Arch Manning says, that's enough. I'm piling on, so I get a week's worth of respite from all the haters. I'm not sure what the final is going to be, Dabbundo, but at halftime, that school board is going to read 31-0, lay the 23.5 for the first 2 quarters, and the Longhorns. What do you think?
I mean, it's sad what's happened to the great Sam Houston State program since the departure of head coach Casey Keeler, who went to Temple, and no comment otherwise on what happened at Temple last week. They were down 28-0, I think, before I even realized the game had started. So not a great look from my Owls. Not a great look, but I'm back with another homer pick. Syracuse plus 17.5. Clemson's offense is not optimized right now. They're throwing the ball a ton. It has not been successful I think that's a problem for them. I think teams have picked up on it. I'm going with the orange to be competitive. Fran, they get up for these big games.
Yeah.
Plus 17.5. Almost covered. Came within 4 yards of a cover against Tennessee. They were plus 14 against a Tennessee team that I think is better than Clemson.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And now they're plus 17.5 at Clemson. Like, who's betting Clemson here? So give me the orange.
I'm with you. This is at Clemson, right? Yeah, this is it's a noon kickoff. All right. Okay. I think you're in all right shape. I think your analysis is right on. Like, Tennessee's proven to be a good team, and you stuck with them for a while. House, let's talk golf real quick. Well, we're going back a little bit, but Scheffler winning again. You could have had him at plus 650 early Saturday. And why are we doing this? Why are we not betting? Why are we passing on this? Like, this is like
every week.
It's every week, and it's like a raccoon is in your garbage and he's knocked it over 7 of the last 10 days. And you're like, honey, just let him be. He's not going to knock the thing up. Of course he is. Why are we taking a bet? This is so stupid.
I want to apologize to everybody, watching the show. I let everybody down because, if we on Sunday found an underdog at plus 180, which I think is where Scheffler was before the tournament even started, that had the underlying metrics of Scheffler, you would say, we got to bet this dog. This is what we do. The problem is I was a little bit asleep about what kind of goal he would have coming into this thing, because the whole point of this, him playing at this venue in Napa, was the team building, right? All of these Ryder Cup guys together. 3 of them finished in the top 10. I did give out JJ Spawn because he had like some course history. I was like, well, this guy gets top 10s at this venue. He's played in this event before. But Scotty Scheffler is in the goddamn field. You bet Scotty Scheffler. He's trying. He's trying because he wants to be in form for the Ryder Cup. There's no such thing as just going through the paces for Scotty Scheffler. So I apologize to everybody for not making him priority number 1, bet number 1. That live bet on Saturday was magnificent. I hope you did it, Cousin Sal. I did not.
No, because I had Ben Griffin. I had
you were
him
right
Saturday
there.
morning, and I knew he was missing that last putt to bring it to overtime. I just knew it. I wish that's the bet I should have made, that last putt. But yeah, but why are we doing this? Like, if this was Tiger Woods odds staring us like this, and like you can make the comparison in terms of how many tournaments these guys win.
We're there
versus. So, but you would never in a million years pass on Tiger.
No.
Why do we do this with Scheffler? It's so stupid.
Just asleep at the switch.
We try to be contrarian, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
I know.
Here's the thing. So they will offer individual matchups, right, for the Ryder Cup when they announce the pairings.
Oh yeah,
they will.
I can't wait to see like what Scheffler and insert random American here end up getting priced in the Ryder Cup head-to-heads, like the doubles that they play on the first 2 days. And then like the poor soul that has to play against Scheffler on Sunday. Like, does Europe just throw up like their worst guy on Sunday and just give the U.S. that point? Like, I feel like they probably should.
They can do that, right?
No,
how does that work, House?
His singles record is fine, but I think the Euros are like, we'll put John Rahm up against Scotty Scheffler. We're fine with that at that place, or Rory, either one of those two guys.
Really, Rory versus Scotty would be.
I don't think that the Euros regard Scotty in that format under those circumstances with the same kind of reverences we're offering up right now.
It'll depend.
I hope the betting markets
right?
also have that little reverence for Scotty in those matchups.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice, and then we'll just stay away from it again. All right, House. There is a tournament, the Open de France Pass. Tony Pass. We call him. What do we call him?
Yeah, Tony Passes. That's right. Yeah, that's it.
Isn't Passes a site where you like you shake your boobs or something? It's like quite OnlyFans.
I'm gonna find that. I don't know.
I don't know.
Are there
Look
hoagies?
Not familiar with that work.
Yeah,
only
you could pretend.
if there's an Italian
Dabundo's
sandwich
pretending
involved.
not to know. Give us an Open de France pick there.
Me?
House.
Yeah, we're at the DT, the DP World Tour goes on, marches onward. There is golf in Europe, which if you're trying to build betting cards for college football, for your NFL weekend, put the golf on in the background. It's phenomenal. Have a little taste on somebody. It's actually a pretty good field at this event. You have Harry Hall, who from the UK, who's been on a bit of a heater. Corey Connors from Canada is in this field. Minwoo Lee, The chef, let the chef cook. Dr. Short Game Chipinski, they like to call him. Ryan Fox, who won twice. Yeah,
are these real people? Sal, have you ever heard of Harry
No, these
Hall?
are good. Ryan Fox is good.
Ryan Fox won 2.
I've never heard of Harry Hall.
Harry Hall's got some top 5s.
Yeah.
Anyway, my best bet for this is Corey Connors for a top 5 plus 260 on the FanDuel Sportsbook. He's the best golfer in this field. His strokes gained over the past 6 months superior to everybody else in the entire field. Corey Connors never wins. So he might go and win this thing because it's not on U.S. soil. It's not a PGA Tour event, but top 5 at better than 2.5 to 1 odds. We like that. Go ahead and grab Corey Connors top 5.
I like that. I don't mind that at all. All right, Dabbundo. Let's talk soccer. Now, yesterday I lost with somebody. I always have, who the hell was it? SL Benfica plus a half a goal. Come on. How did they lose that game?
No way.
That was on a big parlay. Oh, yeah. Well, I had that's like minus 1,100 if you get them plus a half a goal because they were minus 380 just to win the game. I was like, all right, they're going to draw at worst. Dumbasses.
Put a slice of that on my hoagie. Well, SL Benfica. That's a nice cured
SL
meat.
Benfica?
They lost to Carrier Bag FC, the Azerbaijani team.
Whatever.
They had a 2-0 lead in the first half. And just
I know. It was like
they fired. If it makes you feel any better, Sal, not only did you lose your parlay, but the coach lost his job. He was
did he?
Fired.
Okay, good.
And they brought in
love it.
Jose Mourinho, who's back in the game.
Now, is that going to show up on Trump's jobs report, or no? That's overseas.
It's overseas. Yeah,
that's okay. That's a Biden problem. All right, so go ahead.
Pochettino gets fired. We might hear about
that's
that.
a different story.
Yeah.
EPL though this weekend.
We got 2 games on Sunday. We've also got Champions League this week, which is fun. It's back in our lives. Chelsea, Bayern later today. But I like 2 things. Both on Sunday. You can already be profitable before NFL even kicks off on Sunday around 1 Eastern. Bournemouth, draw no bet, minus 115 at home against Newcastle. Look, Newcastle 2 years ago was in the Champions League. They were really bad, and a lot of it had to do with the fact that they play a style that's very reliant on using their legs, pressing, being physical, energetic, and kind of out hustling teams. It's a strategy that has worked for them in the Premier League, but when they have to play multiple games a week, it has not worked for them. And I'm concerned because they play Barcelona on Thursday, short turnaround, going on the road all the way down, the longest trip you can make in English soccer. I know it's not exactly, cross-country flight, but the longest trip you can make is Newcastle all the way down to Bournemouth. That's what they have on Sunday. And the Magpies are still trying to figure this out. They've had a lot of turnover in the summer. They've got some injuries they're dealing with. So I like Bournemouth because Bournemouth are another team, like to press, like to chaos max games. So I think it's a bad spot for Newcastle going on the road. Bournemouth replaced their whole back line. They look as good as they were last year. So I like Bournemouth. And then the game of the weekend, 2 of the top 3 teams in the Premier League, Arsenal and Manchester City. You're hearing a lot of like Man City is back talk. I am selling that, and I'm buying Arsenal minus 105 at home. Man City's out of possession structure is still pretty shaky to me. I like the Gunners at home.
All right. Okay. So that's just 2 separate picks. But if you parlayed that, that'd be nice, right?
Yeah, around
400 somewhere there.
350.
Okay,
yeah.
right in there. All right, there you go, Dabbundo. All right, let's do it. Let's wrap it all up with our Wednesday play of the day. Our favorite bets of any sporting event that's going to take place on Wednesday. What's today? 17th of September. I'm going to start. I know, House, you have a WNBA game. I won with the Storm getting points last night. They actually beat the Vegas Aces outright.
Great job.
Tonight, I'm also going with the loser of a game 1, the Phoenix Mercury, catching 4.5. That's in New York. They dumped 1 in overtime at home versus the Liberty. Now they travel for game 2, and I'm going to take the 4.5. Phoenix shot 23% from 3. That's a good 12% worse than what they're used to in the regular season. They turned the ball over. They were sloppy in game 1. Brianna Stewart is either out or gimpy for game 2 for the Liberty. The Mercury, I think, take advantage here of an elimination game for them. Take the 4.5 points, and Phoenix House. You have the Golden State Val Kilmers here. Good for you. What do we got?
I do. I just want to make a quick observation. This is the playoffs. It's the WN. I texted you guys on Sunday while we're all knee deep in football, asking, did you know that the WNBA playoffs started? Now, I will say this: them playing on Tuesdays and Wednesdays is kind of brilliant.
Yes.
Just lean into that. Play your games. Figure out a schedule where you're not going against anything else, that's perfectly fine. The Sunday thing, I was like, what the hell is going on here? I'm seeing all these scores and I look up like these are playoff games. Like, I might actually be interested. I think, the WNBA playoffs are kind of it. We had some future bets and some outcomes, but anyway.
Well, the NFL, to your point, didn't do them any favors, right? Because if I mean, maybe they could have started Saturday, but Sunday's ridiculous. You're head to head with the NFL. And then Monday, we have 2 NFL games. We're like, all right, sorry, ladies. No one's going to care about this Monday either because we have 2 Monday night games. But Tuesday, Wednesday, you're right.
Tuesday and Wednesday, there's nothing else. I watched last night. I watched both games last night.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday from now until March. Let that be the WNBA playoffs.
Just own it. It's wonderful. But yeah, I'm going with the Golden State Val Kilmer's plus 10. They are at home, except for they're not playing in their own venue because there is some kind of tennis thing going on at their home.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the disrespect for this product. They'll get it together. I'm sure of it. I like the plus 10 because they got blown out in game 1 against the Lynx. Nice little bounce back spot home. There's a bunch of trends that support it. So Golden State getting the points. That's my play.
I like it. All right. Dabbundo, you're not going WNBA. What a chauvinist you are. Phillies Dodgers still playing. They're not done scoring runs in your opinion.
Well, the 2 things. One, the arena is the tennis Ryder Cup. It's not nearly as interesting is actually this weekend in that arena.
The Laver Cup. There you go.
Yeah, the Laver Cup. Team Europe versus Team World.
It's not even pickleball. It's tennis. All right.
But all the 3 of the top 4 Americans are out. Alcaraz will be there, but we'll see if he cares. And Roger Federer was seen, so everybody's like, "Oh my God, Federer's there commentating on the Laver Cup." But my best bet for today, we're going back to the well. Had the over last night. Ohtani's 5 hit innings could not derail us. We got there. We're going back to it. Over 8 runs, minus 104. Dodgers, Phillies. This comes down to both bullpens being incredibly taxed after 2 back-to-back nights that went deep into extras, deep into each bullpen. The Phillies used all of their best high leverage guys twice. So that probably means they're down tonight. They've had a lot of problems on back-to-backs. Love the over tonight. I think the offense continue to cook at 8 runs.
All right. There you go, guys. We filled the hour. That's a lot of picks. Everybody, just a lot to digest. Dabundo's got this big Dolphins side there, Dolphins Bills side.
A lot of bets and 1 big pass.
Don't bet over your head on Dabundo's Dolphins Bills pick. Just know when to stop, know when to say when. Right?
Yeah. Next week we're not tolerating this millennial work strike. He shows up with 1 less pick than the adults. Like, we're not
so smug. Yeah,
he's got to have the same number. We're all doing the same amount of work here.
Right.
That's the rule.
Exactly. We have 4 tires each. Let's each have 1 pick on the game. Like, we'll just get the numbers straight. We got that. All right, guys.
I gave 1 pick per tire.
That's all it was. Ringer Gambling Show Thursday. It's gonna be, who is it? This time tomorrow, it's JJ, it's Raheem, it's the prop queen.
Amazing.
Yeah,
we
Epstein.
love her.
And then Friday, it's me and you, Dabbundo, and we have Heifetz, and we're gonna have.
Is
Mark
Heifetz
Schlereth.
in?
Oh, he's out. Oh, that's right.
I think Heifetz. Speaking of millennials, too good for the show.
happened?
I think Heifetz is in Dublin this weekend.
Is the
Or is that
Dublin
next week?
this
Is that next
No,
week?
that's
Is that next weekend?
No,
Yeah,
next
that's
weekend.
not this week.
Unless he
Okay, so
left early or something.
No, we
By
got
the
a
way,
week then. We can-
he's
Can't
showing
blame
up
him.
for the Dublin one. We got to get him in there. What's so hard? What time is it there in Dublin? It's
5 hours.
Oh, come on. All right. Well, anyway, we'll talk more about that. But listen, Ringer Gambling Show live here for a while on YouTube, noon to 1 Eastern. Check it out. That's it for House Dabbundo. I'm Sal saying so long.